Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be on a couple of my favorite photographers, but also my original inspirations for doing photography, and I haven't really talked about them before, so I thought this would be a perfect opportunity to do so. These photographers are all photographers that I originally found out through DeviantArt. Actually, I found out about their work through there. And I think that's, for a lot of them, where they started posting their work online. So there were kind of like a few photographers that I did follow over the years as well, and really saw their work develop and be refined, and they just have some of the most amazing photos. So I thought you guys would really love to hear about who they are and maybe some of their work, and if you haven't already, of course, because they're quite popular photographers, obviously. But I thought it'd be a really good chance to talk about their work a little bit. Of course, I do have my favorites, especially here on YouTube as well, of photographers who I love talking about and collaborating with, and who I absolutely adore. But I do really want to go back to some of my original inspirations. Lara Jade, I have to say, was also one of my original inspirations for photography as well, definitely. I haven't put her in this lot though, because I've talked about her enough, I think, in my previous videos. So these are three photographers that I haven't talked about too much yet on my channel. So I'm going to get straight into it. The first photographer today I'm going to talk about is Jingna Zhang. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I never really found out how to properly pronounce her name, which I'm absolutely horrified about, but I found her work through DeviantArt going back probably to about 2007, 2008. And she was very young when she started as well, so I really looked up to her because she was young and she had this incredible talent for her age, and her work was, I found it stood out from the rest because it just has this really ethereal quality to it, and it was, I felt like from the start her work was refined, which is crazy because it takes photographers, you know, 20 years or even longer sometimes to get to that point where it's looking professional and refined. And I found that from the start hers was always looking professional and always so clean. And I'd really recommend looking into her work because she is just an incredibly talented artist. She does a lot of really romantic style images, and when you look back at some of her DeviantArt work as well, it's almost got a gothic kind of element to it, and it does remind me of different animes and things that I've seen as well over the years. So I think it's got that really cool refined element to it as well. Definitely recommend checking out her stuff because as well, I find that a lot of photographers these days are very much just natural light photographers. She's a studio photographer primarily, from what I've seen from her work over the years. She's done a lot of location shoots as well, but definitely studio seems to be her niche and seems to be where she really excels at. So I think as well, for studio lighting, it would be a great idea to check out her blog and to check out her website and look at her images, because as far as studio lighting goes, she just has this incredible ability to do it very well. So I think if you're stuck for ideas on that sort of thing, definitely go check her work out. She was also known as Emotion on DeviantArt, so maybe you guys might know her by that name. She was very popular on DeviantArt, so yeah, go check out her work there as well. She's got a huge portfolio. The second photographer I'm going to mention today is one of my really favorite photographers. The second photographer I'm going to mention today is Akif Hakan Celebi. I don't know if I pronounced that right as well. Really terrible that I cannot pronounce these photographers' names properly, but I never really heard the pronunciation of it, so I'm gonna blame that. But this guy is just incredible with his work. He is more of I've found a location photographer, and he was, I think, living in Hong Kong for a long time. So whereas I was talking about in my previous video with my goals for 2018, and I was talking about my inspiration from Japanese fashion, he does this really well with his work. And I think with working a lot in Asia in general, he really brings that into his work. It's amazing. The colors that he gets into his work is definitely something I want to work on doing as well next year. I just love the fact that he always has so much color in his images and so much contrasting color. And a lot of the backgrounds, the backdrops that he uses in the cities that he works in is just so cool. One of my favorites for sure. And I think if you're really stuck for any interesting fashion ideas and you really want to think more outside the box, go check out his work. He's got some awesome stuff. The third photographer I'm going to mention is Bevacqua. Also another one that I'm not 100% sure I'm pronouncing right, but once again, I've never heard them pronounced in video form before, so that's why I'm really having a hard time right now. So Marta's work is just stunning. It is very, very moody looking. It's actually very, it's got a fine art element to it, although she has done quite a bit of fashion stuff as well. So I think if you're looking for more conceptual kind of photography, looking for more inspiration in that realm, definitely go check out her work. It is so beautiful, and it's been quite a few years that I've been following her work through DeviantArt as well. Just beautiful moody images. I love the tones that she uses in her images as well. They're very romantic looking and very cool toned a lot of the time as well, which I really, really love. I think she's really, really great with creating concepts for her work and really bringing those colors and tones into her images that really help give it that mood as well. I'd really recommend her, especially for post-processing. I think that she does it really well. So go check out her work for that kind of inspiration, because I really think you guys will benefit from looking at her work and seeing what she does. I think all three of these photographers that I've mentioned each have their really distinct styles, which I really love, and I think that's so difficult because a couple of them are quite young as well. So it's really hard to get your style to that point at that age, but they've managed to do it. So definitely check out all three of these guys. They're some of my favorites that I've followed their work throughout the years, and I think they've all had an influence on my work, although I'd love them to have even more of an influence, because I think they're all very good at thinking outside the box as well, which, like I said in my 2018 goals, is something I'm planning on doing, and doing more photography that really excites and is more interesting. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this short video on some of my favorite photographers. Definitely go check them out and let me know what you think in the comments section below, and tell me who your three favorite photographers are at the moment, because I'd love to hear and love to see their work. Looking at gaining more inspiration from other photographers this year, so definitely feel free to name them down in the comments section below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.